record. Welcome into Doodle on Discord. That's going to look slick in the YouTube video again. How are you doing, Joff? Are you all right, mate? Excellent stuff. Unbelievable. It's like, what's the point in us doing a mic check when this kind of conspires against us anyway? Right, but you're working now, so it's all good. I was just saying that you're going to keep an eye on the chat. You're going to do the Wheel of Losers for us later. I think I've made all the announcements that I need to. One other thing to be aware of is that we're giving away. Are we giving away an OG roll as well for Corp Dogs? Excellent. So you can win that as well today. OG roll essentially is going to give you 2 free Corp Dogs when we mint. Are we allowed to tell people when we're going to mint? Do we know? I see what you mean. Yeah. So yeah, all we can say is it's very soon. Be patient with us. Everyone's been patient. So yeah, just carry on being patient. It's going to be very soon. Just waiting on one last little bit of the jigsaw to just fall into place. You can probably all guess what that is. Right, welcome in. So who we've got? We've got Captain Gorilla, Danya, RGN, the Trucker. Hi, RGN. Wiggs is in. Wisdom's in. Hello, mate. How you doing? Celine, Rugs on Say, Arts Natty, Jatrovsky. I'm sorry if I'm getting this right. Maximus, thank you for joining, mate. Thanks for the vinegar. The shame of it. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I recognised the profile pic, but unless I see the full name, I'm just rubbish like that. I'm a little bit sad about the name Jessica. Jessica is also the name of my my car that I sold this week as well, so I don't really want to talk about that. Let's. Mrs. Leclerc's in as well. Hello, Mrs. Leclerc joined me on my live today as well. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Crypto Stew's back, and Meowie is in as well. Can you guys do me a favour? Just kind of spread the word that we're live and we're about to start drawing in the next few seconds. Because yeah. Oh yeah, one more thing. One more thing. Whilst you're sharing this with everybody, just quickly go on X or whatever and share it around. Sorry, Jessica. Yeah, I know. Naming the card Jessica is okay. It's a really nice name. Well done on inheriting that name. Wowza. Have we got 2 Minty's villagers to give? If we've got 2, then let's give away 2, yeah. So 3 prizes, 2 villagers, 1 OG roll. Excellent stuff. Yeah, do me a favour. So yeah, you can make me bigger, Celine. Celine wants to know how to make me bigger. I think if you just tap on the screen, tap on me, it just makes me bigger. I'm not sure. You might need to tap twice. But try that. That's what works. That's what works for me anyway, Celine. Yeah, Joff's telling you as well in the chat. So yeah, one more thing to tell you about before we start drawing. I promise we will start drawing in a couple of minutes, in 1 minute, because I know we're 11 minutes in and pen has not touched paper yet. One last thing to tell you, because we got some money in the Creator Fund and we got supported by the Say What team as well. One of the things we're going to bring to you is we're going to call it Digital Chaos. The plan is we're going to have 4 digital artists online all at the same time, all going through the same feed that you can kind of come and watch. They'll be drawing from scratch on digital devices, so like on iPads, on Procreate or Fresco or something like that, just for fun, just to hang out. I'll be there as well. I'll be doing a bit of drawing, but I'll also be kind of interviewing and questioning the artists as well. So if you want to find out a little bit more about the background of an artist, how they work, how they got into art, were they naturally talented, did they have to work for it, all those kind of questions. And if you've got your own questions as well, come and join us. It will be broadcast on the Corp Dogs NFT X feed, but I'll also be putting it out there on Facebook, YouTube, maybe even Twitch as well. There's always 1 or 2 people that join in on Twitch, on the other socials. So yeah, just keep an eye out for that. That'll be coming soon. Not ready yet, but it will be coming soon. And as part of that, one of the really exciting bits, as part of that, is every now and then we're going to do a full-on art battle. So we'll have 2 to 4 artists all kind of drawing at the same time, with the aim of doing the best drawing. And who decides that will be you guys. You guys get to vote on who is drawing the best picture. And the plan is that whoever wins that vote, we then mint that digital piece of artwork, and those, because you'll be donating to vote, Those donations in return will then get you a copy of that minted piece of artwork. So it's hopefully inspirational because you're going to be watching artists working, but hopefully it's going to grow your art collection as well. Encourage you to encourage you to kind of like donate just a small amount of say in order to vote for your favorite artwork, but give you something in return as well. Jessica, meet Jessica. Yeah, have a little look at the prompt. So that was done by Metageist. The drawing on it was done by Metageist, who's I'm a huge fan of his virtual reality, and he's also a stray artist. Yeah, I forgot about that. Of course he is. All right, should we get on with some drawing, shall we? It's been way too long. 14 minutes in and we haven't even started. Right, this is what you're going to need today. Like I said, we're going to draw something really weird. Let's have a pencil and a Sharpie. I think I did have a fine liner. I'm not going to use a fine liner today. Just a pencil and a marker pen. So a Sharpie is kind of like the right kind of width. Are you ready then? Let's go in and do this. So with our pencil, we're going to throw in a few guidelines first. Guidelines, and so we're only at 15 people. Please go and share this around. Go and invite some other people in. Tag people, whatever you need to do to get them in. If we get to 30, we'll give away 2 villagers. Let's go and draw some pencil lines in. It's just a bunch of circles, really. So the first pencil line is like that big old circle in the middle of your page. Bit wonky. Wonky's good. Nice and big, because it's easier to draw bigger than it is to draw smaller. I've gone quite dark with the pencil line so you can see it, but you want to go a little bit lighter with your pencil line so you can rub them out so they don't really show up. Okay, then what we're going to do is let's do 3 circles. We're going to do a circle at the top for the eyeball. See how it's touching the pencil line at the edge? We'll do 2 more circles at the side. One there, that's for a tongue. Another one there, that's for another tongue. And then we'll chuck in my favourite shape, which is the happy sausage. This is going to be for the mouth. So just at the bottom here, look, just go and chuck in a happy sausage shape. It's called the happy sausage because it's shaped like a sausage and the ends curl up. The alternative to that is the grumpy sausage. It's the same shape but with the ends curved down. So there you go. You've learnt a bit about drawing techniques already. Go and stick in a happy sausage, and that is... Oh yeah, one more line. Inside the happy sausage, we're going to do another circle. That's for another eyeball. So technically, we've got 2 eye sockets and we've got 2 eyeballs, but they're not all kind of linked together. They're all going to be a little bit weird today. Okay, we're ready to go. Everyone got their pencil lines in? Let's go and put in some line work. So I'm going to zoom in just a little tiny bit, mainly because that's as much as I can zoom in. And let's go and start on this eye at the top. So grab your marker pen, your Sharpie, whatever you're using. And what we're going to do is our first line is going to start inside the eyeball. It's going to come out this way. It's going to go outside, just outside, all the way across the eye, curve around and back in again. It's going to be the top eyelid. It's going to look like this. Something like that. Try and flick off as much as you want, as much as you can. Flick off the end of those lines so that you get a nice tapered finish. If you're struggling to flick off, you can always dot and dash it. So little dots, little dashes, just to add a little bit of a crease. Also, what you want to do in there is you want to double line it. Double lining isn't about making it twice as thick, it's about making it twice as wonky. So just go over it again. Make it twice as wonky. We love a wonky line in the Corp Academy. So go wonky. Easier to draw and looks a lot better as well. Have we got that in? Right, next line we're going to do is nice and easy. We're just going to go across the top. We're going to follow that pencil line. Double line that as well. Make it wonky. Bit of strategic wonkiness in there as well. So where the intersection is, you see where that line joins the other line? That's an intersection where they join like that. Let me put it on camera. That is an intersection. And where those lines join, you want to make those a little bit thicker. It's where the shadows live. That's why we make them a little bit thicker. So throw that in as well. And then we've got the top eyelid done quite nicely. Underneath, let's go and put the bottom eyelid in. Then we'll put a nice big fat bag of skin under there as well. So this time, let's just follow the bottom eyelid. Again, double line it, make it wonky, strong intersections, usual kind of stuff. But then also, starting and finishing at the same point, go and put a bag in there. So like that, look. Big bag in there. We're going to make that bag kind of pop out a little bit, like it's a swollen bit underneath the skin. The way we make it look like it's popping out is just by putting some little curves on. So watch this. Over this side, we'll put some curves on. They go out that way. On the other side, we'll put some curves on. Go out that way. And hopefully that just makes it pop out a little bit more. I think it works. Last thing to do inside the eye is throw in a pupil. Now, whenever I do an eyelid on the top, I like to have the pupil just kind of hanging off the eyelid. Decide where you want it looking. Do you want it looking directly at you, to the side? It's totally up to you. I'm going to have mine looking over here, this side. So there's the outline of the pupil. You also want to outline a little reflection, look. Just there, put in a little reflection. Once you've got the reflection in, then we can go and colour in the rest of the pupil. Now, as you're drawing along, if you're getting bored waiting for me to draw the next line, feel free to snap a little photo of your artwork, put it in the chat. Always good to see people's progress, especially if it's not going particularly well. I love to see it when things are going a little bit wrong and people are getting a bit stressy over it. It's just a bit of drawing, so there's no need to get too stressy about it all. It'll be fine. Okay, last couple of lines we're going to do on this eye, and then we're going to move down to the eye tongues. Yeah, Mrs. Claire, yeah, post everything, mate. There'll be a chance to post your artwork right at the end of this session, but I'd love to see it. Nice one. Excellent stuff. Right, let's go and put an eyebrow in this eye. We're going to start one side of the eye. We're going to finish one side of the eye. Nice and big across the top. So start about there. Look, big and fat across the top. Come in a little bit closer as you get to the other side. Flicking off at either end. Double wonky in the middle. Remember, if you struggle to flick off, dash and dot it. Dot and dash it. Joff, that's looking good, mate. Yeah, I really like yours. Is looking better than mine, actually. Amazing. Love that. We're going to just a couple more lines on here then. So we just want to put a little bit of fat skin around it. So you see this big pencil line that we did first. That's the outside of the head. We're going to start with a line that starts outside that pencil line and finishes inside it. So just over here, look. Little flick in. Let's do another one over here. Maybe let's do two over that side. So all we're doing there is we're just giving ourselves a little bit of folded skin, a little triple ripple, whatever you want to call it, around the eye. One thing I want to do as well across the top of the eye. Let's just flick a few little lines up. Watch this. So going from there, little flick, eyelashes, wrinkles, whatever you want it to be. That's what that is. Okay, that's awesome. I think we're done now with the eyeball. Let's go and work on the tongue. The tongue eyes. So what have we got here? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. That's all it is. A tongue coming out of an eye is 4 lines. Let's go and move down to these middle 2 eyes, okay? 4 lines. First line. Are you ready for this first line? It's going to start at the back of the mouth, eye, socket. It's going to start at the back of there. It's going to come across, jump across, and then drop down. So just here, look, jump across, drop down to about there. It's going to drop down into the mouth. That's absolutely fine. Once we've done, that's a quarter of the way through this part of the drawing. Once we've done that, we're going to do that line again, move it across, do it again. But this time when you get down to here, we're going to use that as like a pivot point. We're going to go all the way around and back up into the eye socket, okay? And when you get into the eye socket, just a little tiny flick into the eye socket. Oh, Jessica. Well, maybe I wasn't clear enough that you needed to use pencil first. Sorry, mate. Hopefully you've got a white Posca or something like that. You can get rid of some of these lines. If not, you can catch up, can't you? This line again, then. Let's do this line again. And what I mean by this, look, we're just going to jump off. It's coming outside the head, going back inside. Little tiny flick off inside there. And there's your tongue. We're halfway through this part of the drawing. Give you a second to finish that line because I know it's a tricky one. If you're ahead of me. If you're ahead of me, feel free to go and do the same thing on the other side, but just have the tongue flopping out on the other side. Right, line number 3. Let's do line number 3. We're going to follow that circle round. Just don't go behind the bit of the tongue that's flopping out. Start there, look. Follow that circle all the way around. Hit that bit of tongue and then stop when you get there. That looks like a tongue poking out a hole, don't it? Mrs. Claire. Do you say it was your son that's drawing with you? He's definitely got that Basquiat style, hasn't he? Loving how he's drawing there. Last line. We're 3/4 of the way through. Last line on this. We're just going to add a bit of a rim to the eye. So we're going to start just here, and the main thing here, make sure you finish inside the pencil line again. That's why that pencil line is there. So just there, look, go all the way around, finish inside the pencil line. Make sense? Awesome stuff. Right, once you've done that, we're going to double line everything and colour in the eye socket as well. So let's just quickly double line everything. And again, remembering double lining isn't about making your double lining doesn't need to be perfect. Perfectly wonky is good enough. You don't really need to double line that circle because we are just going to chuck a load of colour on there. This is where if you're colouring in, if you enjoy colouring in, you're going to love this bit. If you don't enjoy colouring in, or you're a bit slow at colouring in, you can do this bit at any time. It doesn't really impact the rest of the drawing. There we go, nearly there. Last little bit of colouring in. Right, let's go and do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to move a little bit quicker. You ready for this then? 4 lines in order to do the other side. First line coming from the back of the mouth, back of the eye socket, little flick over like that. Second line, repeat that flick over, go all the way around and back into the eye socket. You can go quite big with these tongues. You can make them land on the floor if you want. Third line, all the way around the eye socket, coming from under the tongue. Follow that pencil line all the way around. Line number 4 is rimming. Add a rim, flick it to the top. Make sure you end inside the pencil line. Once you've done all your jobs, then you can just quickly go and double line everything. Double line everything, colour in the eye socket black. Now, of course, one of the things that we don't do too much of here on the stage, on the Corp Dog stage, is we can invite other people up on stage. So if you want to get up on stage, you want to have a little chat, as long as your mic works, it'll be fine. But yeah, feel free to join us. You don't necessarily have to have your camera on, but it's always good to, you know, if I'm telling you something and you're like, that doesn't make any sense, you can just tell me straight away that doesn't make any sense. So yeah, if anybody does ever want to come on stage, feel free to do so. This isn't a highly polished show or anything like that. It's just a bit of doodling with a few friends. And yeah, just drawing something completely weird as well, which is great. How are we doing? Right, let's move down a level. That was nice and easy. Yeah? 8 lines. We've done 2 eye sockets, added a rim, bit of skin, 2 big tongues, all with just 8 lines. Let's move down a little bit now. We're going to go and jump into the mouth. With the mouth, the first thing we'll do is we'll outline the happy sausage bit that you can see. Don't do the bits that are behind the tongue. Do not do the bits that are behind the tongue. Do these bits. Those bits just there. Double line those as well. Make them wonky. Remember, wonky lines are our friends. We're going to throw some teeth in on this one. The teeth are nice and easy. Bouncy line. I'm going to start from the middle, do a bouncy line over on one side, start from the middle again, do a bouncy line over on the other side. Jaffa's looking awesome. I really like the pointy eyebrow on that as well. So here we go. Look, bouncy line going out until you hit the tongue. Same there, till you hit the tongue. Do the same on the bottom as well. Bouncy line out one way, bouncy line out the other way. Keep on going till you hit the tongue. Make those teeth as big or as small as you want, but don't forget to double line them. You'll get sick of me saying double line if you're not already. But really is one of the most important things about really enjoying your artwork. Those of you that consider yourself perfectionists and want to go after like trying to get the perfect line all the time, I know there's a lot of people where it's a blocker. They don't necessarily want to draw because they're worried about it not being perfect. Go after perfect wonkiness. Go after that perfect wonky line. That's what you should be going for. How are we doing with the mouth? Just a couple more bits in the mouth. Let's go and outline the eyeballs. Throw in a little pupil in the centre as well. With this pupil, now don't forget to put in a little reflection, same way as we did just there. So outline the eyeball, just the bits of the eyeball that you can see that are sitting behind the tongue. Then go and throw in a pupil in the centre, a little circle with another circle up in the top corner. I know circles don't have corners, but you know what I mean. Like up in the top corner of that circle, put another little circle in, and then colour the rest of it in black, and it gives us a nice pupil. You'll also want to colour in the back of the mouth black as well. It's going to really make that eyeball pop out. There we go. Oops, a little bit just there as well. Yeah, that looks good. So we've got an eyeball in there. Let's go and throw in a little chin. We're putting a little chin, maybe a bone coming out the neck or something like that as well. Let's try that. We're going to put in, now as you put in this chin, I want you to put in quite a wide chin because we're going to do a skinny neck. Okay, and we don't want the chin and the neck kind of interfering with each other. That's the worst thing that could happen. So put in a wide chin, starting, as usual, starting inside the pencil line, finishing inside the pencil line. So start about here, look, inside the pencil line, come out, all the way across, back in, and a little flick there. There's our chin. So it's got to straddle that pencil line. That's really important. With that line, double line it, nice and fat and wonky in the middle, skinny and tapered at the end. If you want to turn it into a butt chin, just put two little curves in. And we've got a little butt chin. Coming out the bottom of that. Coming out the bottom of our chin, two lines for either side of the neck. Little lines coming down, just kind of maybe sticking them out a little bit. Two little lines coming out the side of the neck. And then we'll do a zigzag going all the way across as well. So you're going to join that together with a zigzag. Think about doing like drawing it like an M, like you draw a capital M. So you're going to go up, down, up, down. Celine, that is looking amazing. Love how that's coming along. Let's double line all of that. I should point out as well that in this session we're only drawing for half an hour. We're drawing for half an hour and it's step by step. So I give an instruction, you follow. So technically we're taking like twice as long as we need to. So you could do this. When you do this on your own, you could do this within like 15 minutes. But also then spend another few minutes kind of just adding on all those little details that we won't necessarily get to do. Butt chin. Joff wants to know, should you put a butt chin in? I like a butt chin. Right, the next bit is really fun as well. We're going to put a bone coming out the bottom. You might need to concentrate a little bit on this bone coming out the bottom. Essentially, we're going to draw a line down, a little circle one side, another little circle the other side, and then a line up. Okay, it is a bone coming out the bottom here. So a little circle, another little circle, and a line up. Double line that, make it nice and wonky. We've got ourselves a little bone. And you can even You can even flick a few little lines in that bone to make it look a little bit more twisted. Like, watch this. We'll flick a few little lines in here. One there. One there. And then another little line down there. You see how it just turns that bone around a little bit. What we're going to do with the neck as well, we're just going to send the neck a little bit further back. And the best way of sending the neck a little bit further back, so it doesn't look like it's coming out of the chin, is putting a black line across there and colouring this bit in. We're on the home straight now, not much left to do. Just a handful of lines and then we're done. So be prepared at this point to start personalising your artwork, doing something unique and individual with it. Do something a little bit weird with yours. We're going to go around the rest of the head now. As we go around the head, remember these like little wrinkles that we put in across the top? Feel free to add a few of those in as you go around the head. Use that pencil line as a guide, remembering to start outside, finish inside if you're adding those wrinkles in. At the very least, though, what you want to do is just join these lines together. And we just want to make that head kind of watertight. So a little wrinkle there. Let's just join that bit up together. Let's put another little wrinkle. Let's maybe put 2 wrinkles in there. Join that bit together. Remember, nothing too smooth. You know, get quite wonky with it. Wonky lines always look a lot better. Awesome stuff. Right, consider, do you want to put a nose in? Am I going to put a nose in? Yes, put a nose in. We're just going to put, so for a nose, all we do is a U shape. Make sure the bottom of that U shape is thick and wonky, the top tapered and thin, and then just put another little U shape hiding just in that bit. Another little U shape hiding just there. And we've got ourselves a lovely looking little nose. Okay, it's time to have a little bit of fun with this. Let's go and put some hair on it, actually. We'll start at the top. We'll just do a little tiny zigzag that goes to the tongue, okay? Watch this, look. Little tiny zigzag. Something like that. Just a real random zigzag that goes all the way to the bottom there. And we're going to colour that in black. Again, if so, I think somebody said the pen was running out. If your pen's running out, then give this character white hair. That's absolutely fine. So there you go, just little zigzags going in all different weird directions across there. Maybe put a little bit of hair popping out the top there, a little triangle coming out the top there. Let's go around the other side. Let's go and do the same kind of thing again. Just zigzag it. Don't try not to think about it too much. Just kind of throw the lines in. Doesn't matter if you make a few mistakes along the way. What I find with a lot of people is they think too much about their artwork and end up not doing anything. I think you're better off doing it, making a mistake and learning from that mistake and trying to fix that mistake than you are of not doing anything because you're scared of making a mistake. So I can leaning over so much so that I can see what I'm drawing. At this stage, you also want to be thinking about what can you put on the outside. Would you want to put on the inside of the face to give it more texture, the outside of the face to kind of give it a bit more depth, put something going on in the background? I will obviously talk you through some of the ideas of what you can do. So straight away on the outside, we'll just spend 1 minute on the outside, yeah? On the outside, you could do things like just putting a few little flies. Maybe even a few little drips. Drips always look great on these characters. But don't just do drips going down. I love a drip going upwards as well. I think drips going upwards look even cooler than drips going down. There we go. We can even put some drips on the hair. Nothing to say we can't do that. That looks alright. Maybe flick out a few extra hairs as well, look. Don't think about it too much, just kind of throw in a few. Maybe even a few just like random hairs, look. Yeah, hairy eyebrow. Which I suppose most of them are. Now remember, the whole point is go weird or go home, so just try something really strange with yours. Just flicking in a few more hairs in there. I'm going to also add in some wrinkles, so some double-ended flick-offs. Or floaters is what I call them. Little wrinkles going all the way around like that. Let's put some little wrinkles going above the nose. Like that as well. What about some stitches? Stitches always look pretty cool. Just put some little stitches in here and there. Also little spots. You always want to put little spots in. Now when you do spots, do like a big, a small and a medium all together. Clump them up. The best way of making them look natural is by putting them in a pattern, and that pattern is a big, a small and a medium all clumped together. So there you go, look. Big, medium, small. Just clump them together and go and throw them in all over the place. Don't think about it too much, just chuck them in. A couple of extra wrinkles in there. Let's put some little flicks going up that way as well. See what they look like. That looks nice. Get into the tongue. Let's go and put in some taste buds on the tongue. All you want to do on the tongue is, or on the tongues, is some little kind of upside down U shapes, N shapes, whatever you want to call them. Look at them, little taste buds. Big ones, small ones, have some right on the edge. But just go and throw in those little bumps. And again, with like clumping them together as much as possible. That looks okay. Yeah, that's looking all right. There you go. Don't forget what Joff, just to keep on checking the chat as well if you can. Joff is saying 2 entries. If you share your artwork, you get 2 entries. 1 entry just for being here, just for showing up. 2nd entry for actually taking part as well. And that's why I like to keep it nice and short and sweet. Just a half an hour of drawing, because we are just about done now. Just so that everybody can take part without it kind of interfering with their day too much. That's looking good, Phantom. Well done. Just a couple more bits I'm going to do on mine before I wrap up. I'm going to put in some little shadow lines, just little broken lines going across there. This is where the shadows live. So little lines going around the outside of the tongue, in that part of the bone as well. Maybe put some little flicks coming out the neck, just for some wrinkles. Maybe put some little shadow lines in there as well. This is looking good. What else? Spots and wrinkles was the main thing I was putting in. Any other drips? You can also put in little drips on the outside, look. What do we think? I always like a few little spots in the eyes. Maybe put some little wrinkles in the eye, at the top of the eyelid. I think we should just wrap it up there. Little street art crown, because I love a street art crown. Yeah, finish yours off. Throw it in the chat. Take a photo, throw it in the chat so we can have a little look at it. That'll get you an extra entry. Any second now, Joff will be putting the Wheel of Losers up on screen so we can have a little look at that. Also, don't forget, if you like your artwork, sign it. If you don't like it, just put Joff's name on it. I like mine, so I'm going to put in DMK, which is what I sign all my artwork with. Maybe with that DMK, look, we can make that hairy as well. You know, mess up your signature a little bit. Make it part of the artwork. But don't overdo it like I've just done. What do you reckon? I reckon that's a finish. Nice work, everybody. Thank you very much for taking part. Go and upload your artwork into the chat, and we'll have a little look at what you've been up to. Jessica's up first. I can see Jessica's. Nice work. Considering, Jessica, that you did the black lines, the pencil lines with a marker pen, you see how those little thin lines just disappear into the background, especially if you make those lines thicker. So yeah, definitely these lines, especially this line across the top here, mate, just make that a little bit thicker, that line. Anything around the outside edge, you can make thicker. And what that'll do is they'll become your primary lines, and then your secondary lines, all those little tiny thin lines, they kind of disappear. They're still there, but they disappear a little bit. But excellent work, Jessica. That looks great. Crypto Stew, awesome. You signed it as Joff. You should be happy with that, mate. That it's really got like a Rick and Morty feel to it. Your style. Excellent. Well done, Joff. That's a brilliant drawing that you've just done there through the hand of Stu. As long as that's all you do with this. No, you don't. Right, who's up next? RGN. Well done. RGN's one of the members of the Corp Academy. And look at that. Fantastic. You can tell she's learned a few tricks along the way. Loving the tufts of hair as well. Just those like little random bits, especially that bit coming out the side. Looks like it's just growing out of the skin, which I suppose all hair does, but you know what I mean. It looks like it's growing out of the skin. Awesome stuff. Well done. RGN. Yeah, let's have a little look. Last chance, because we're wrapping up. Anyone else to submit? Quickly take a photo, put it up on screen, and you're in. One day we'll get wisdom drawing. Well done. Yes, I didn't take a proper look at Celine's. I'm loving the teeth on yours, Celine. Really clean line work as well. Looks awesome. Nice page filler. A little bit more colouring in around the hair, but yeah, well done for getting there. Artie's Natty, yeah, it just goes to show you can leave the hair white. And essentially what you've done there is you created yourself a colouring in sheet. So you can just go and colour those in. I love the fact that one side of your mouth is a little bit more open than the other side as well. That's looking really cool. And gone to town on those taste buds. Almost looks like it's got a disease. Been licking something it shouldn't lick. Nice work. Right, I think we should probably call it there, Joff. So I think we've got enough names. Yeah, go for it. Ready? Are you ready? I'm ready if you. The drum roll almost finished when the name got announced. This is good timing. Well done, Captain Gorilla, for winning the Minty's Villager. Appreciate you taking part. I hope you enjoy your new addition to your art collection. Is it a second draw for OG Roll, or does Captain Gorilla get OG? Second draw then. So there's one little giveaway. Second giveaway is OG Roll. Now, essentially, OG Roll is two free Corp Dogs when we mint, which won't be long. So when you're ready, off, go for it, mate. Crypto Stew wins every week. I'm not saying we're trying to get on the good side of Crypto Stew, but we're trying to get on the good side of Crypto Stew. Excellent. I always say, Joff, that it's more important to appear fair than to be fair. And maybe that's what we need to do in the future is you can just take it off screen, do the little roll 5 times, and then when it's not Crypto Stew, you can announce the winner. Not, we wouldn't do that to you, mate. Thank you very much. We always appreciate support. There you go. You've got me on your side, but Joff controls the wheel of losers, so I'm afraid you're in the losers category for this. Awesome stuff. Thanks again, guys, for taking part. Really appreciate everybody tuning in. We will not be back next week. We're taking a little break next week. Hopefully, we'll be back the week after. But just go into the, I think in the Discord, you can go to the event page or the events part right at the top, and you can click on the reminders there, and it will give you a reminder every single time we've got an event. So yeah, no session next week. We'll probably just chuck out a little video for you to copy along if you want to have a go. And then yeah, we'll see you again soon. I think that's it. Thanks a lot for taking part. Feel free to go and share your artwork. And yeah, from Joff and I, we'll see you again soon. Take care, everybody.